Hello there, how are you? My name is Loise. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and I am coming to you live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning here. So I trust you're well wherever you are. For the new people on my channel, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. For my fans, thank you for your continuous support. Thank you very much for always being behind me and supporting me. Feel free to share my videos across your networks and with your friends and loved ones. All right? So, if you're new, again, sorry, subscribe. Please hit on that subscribe button and turn on the notifications just so that you're not missing out on our future videos. So we do weekly videos on Canadian immigration. All right, that is out of the way. The other disclaimer that I gotta give is my videos are usually for information purposes only. They are not to be taken as legal advice. This is in no shape, way, or form legal advice. If you need legal advice, if you need help with your applications, with your eligibility and stuff like that, please feel free to book a consultation with us. Our email is going to be posted on this website when we have it on YouTube. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so today I want to do a video about age. I posted about that earlier, and what age got to do with it? What age got to do with it? Ooh, because age has got a lot to do with your immigration dreams, believe it or not. Yes. So people send me emails and they ask, does my age qualify me for Canadian immigration? And at that point, I want to tell you stop a little bit. Let's see how old you are and what program you're interested in. So I just want to say this: the purpose of this video is not for people who are applying to come to Canada as visitors, as refugees. Some of these programs. This is mostly age affects people who are coming through the economic classes, mostly through the express entry. Okay, so what are we talking about? Age. What is age? You all know that to be picked out of the express entry pool, currently they are picking people in 460s, okay, out of the 1200 points. So the maximum points you can get from your age for express entry as a single person is 100 points. So to get those 100 points, you need to be between 20 and 29. I know a lot of people ask me, so how am I supposed to be under 29 with a master's degree, with work experience, with a fat bank account, right? But let me tell you, all the people who come through that class, that is how they qualify. So we have people who are doing that. Again, as I said, to get the maximum points is 100 points out of, let's say, 460. I'm just going to give 460 as an example of the points you need to be picked out of the pool. So you can see that is almost a quarter. Almost a quarter of all the points you need goes on your age. So that means we need to leverage on our age. We need to have a good strategy when we want to come to Canada. 29 is not the cutoff, but what happens after 29 is with every birthday you lose 5 points. Every birthday you lose 5 points. So by the time you are 39 years, you can only garner 50 points from your age to put towards your CRS points. Okay? So you can see you're not going to be getting much out of that. And that almost leads to a disqualification if you don't have very high education. So, yeah. Again, I tell people, I recommend for express entry, some of the people with the highest chances are under 35. I didn't say 30 or 29 because I know that, as I said, it takes, it takes a few other factors into consideration. So under 35 is a good age to apply for express entry, right? So how do we plan? How do we plan to take the most advantage of our age? I tell you this because I have been there and I have done my own research. The immigration bag usually bites you early on. For the majority of the people, it bites you early on, like nauko, right? So, but then again, at that point, when it bites you, maybe you're 20, you think there's something better out there for you, but then we don't have the means, you don't have the education, you don't have the money, And just like anything, any visa to come to Canada, again, this is my opinion, to come to Canada and get any visa, I feel like you have to prove that you don't need to be in Canada to be here. Whether it's a visitor visa, you have to prove you have this much money, you have this many ties, you have all those things such that you don't need to be in Canada. That is what you need to prove to be able to be allowed to come here, right? The same thing happens for express entry, as you can see. You have to prove that your life is going so well wherever you are, you don't need to be here, right, for you to get admission to this country, right? So if you know that bag is biting you or is biting your child, it's always good to come up with a good strategy to plan on when, give yourself time. Like, I want to go to Canada by the time I'm 35, because after 35 then my chances start to dwindle. Okay, so we need then to work on our education, we need to work on our work experience, because all that is going to be determined by how old we get. Because if then we run out of time, then we run out of the opportunity. All right? Yes, the only problem with all that I've said is you graduate, you're in Kenya. I'm going to give an example of Kenya. So you graduate, you got your bachelor's when you're 22 or 23, right? Then you feel like, you know what, I want to go, or whatever, I want to go and do my master's. So you do your master's, by 26 you have your master's degree, and then because luck is on your side, you get that good job, right? That good starter job, you're earning 70, 80, 90, 100, 120. Right? And because things are good for you, and they are, right? For the majority, if you just left school, you have your master's and you're earning 100, 120, 150, you feel things are good. So you don't feel the need to go anywhere. Life is good. The weather, of course, the weather is nice there. Who wants to come to snow when the weather is really good there? So you relax. When you relax, what we don't realize, because this comes full circle every time. Later on, you hit your 40s. So now you're at your 40s. Of course, you have teenagers, right? You have teenagers and you're starting to feel like, come on, I'm reaching the ceiling. I have hit the ceiling. I am not advancing anymore in my career. I don't have any other better prospects. Either I suck it up and stay here, or I look for things to see what is out there in the world. And at that point, you're like, you know what, maybe I want to go to Canada, right? But then you're already 40, At that time, the other reason that you even want to come is because your kids want to go to university. You can see the situation in Kenya or wherever. And you're like, you know what, I don't want my kids to go through education and then there's a lot of unemployment. So maybe I want to go and give my kids a better education out there. But how do you immigrate at that point? You cannot come through the express entry. Why? Because you now almost do not qualify from your age. Age is now working against you. You have the master's, you have the 10 years, 15 years work experience, but come on, you have good English, you have everything going, you have a good bank statement, but come on, let me tell you what is not working for you. Age. See? So you need to know what it is you want from when you're young. Don't wait until you get old. And I'm not saying 40 is old. Come on, I'm 40. I'm not saying 40 is old. I'm just saying that your chances are going to be less at that point. There are so many other benefits of coming to Canada when you're younger. When you're young, you're full of energy, you have that big drive, you believe there's so much more for you. So it's very easy for you to adjust your life. It's easy for you to start afresh. It's easy for you to adapt when you come to this country. You're easily adaptable. You see, you can come, go back to school and start a whole fresh new career. You can do that. You can go study, get a new degree, and start a new career and thrive. And I mean thrive because the opportunities here are more, right? At that point, when we are younger, we are also healthier. Yes, that is common sense. I'm not saying 100%, but I'm saying the younger you are, the healthier you are. So when you're younger, you don't have high chances of diabetes, of those heart diseases. So that means that you're not going to, most likely you're not going to be kicked out of the system by medical inadmissibility. When you're younger too, you haven't had a lot of law enforcement interaction, so maybe you have a good criminal record, okay? So you don't have that criminal record that also kicks you out. When you're younger, it's easy for you to come form friendships. It's easy for you to interact, form friendships, do networking. You're energetic, you can battle winter. Your bones are not cracking. So it's very easy for you to come and exploit the opportunities that are here and advance your career and therefore advance your life. The best thing that I'd say when you're younger, of course you have younger kids if you have a young family. Canada is one of the best places to bring up your kids, especially when they are younger. There's lots and lots of opportunities here. So your kids are able to take advantage of those opportunities, right? They can start skating when they are so young, and then they can get themselves into winter sports. They can start doing these things that we Canadians do here when they are very young. And so they get to absorb the full benefits of this country and the culture and everything that the country has to offer. All right? So I'm not saying that when you're older, you don't have opportunities to come. Believe you me, when we are 40, you can still come here to study. You're just going to justify it more, right? You just need to justify, like, why are you 40 and now you won't come study here? Like, why didn't you study all this time? See, again, age. It's easier for you to be accepted to study here as a younger person than as an older person, unless, of course, you're coming to do your PhD, right? But if you're coming to do your grad, you need to be a little younger. So all these things, they come into consideration. So anyway, I don't want to take more of your time. I'll be coming up with another video, very interesting, that is going to tell you more about Canada. So keep it here. Stay tuned. Share this video. Share. And I hope to see you next time. One thing before you go, I just want to say this one thing because I get so many emails and at times I don't have time to respond to all the emails. People always telling me, get me a job. I want to come there. Get me a job. What jobs do you offer? I am not a recruiter. No. I don't do job placements. No. I am an immigration consultant. Talk to me about immigration matters, about your eligibility, about all the options that you may have and what is the best thing that you need to leverage on. Okay? About the strategies. Those are things you need to talk to me about. All right? Thank you so much. Until next time, see you. Bye now.